Oh, hello there. This hour on VerbLink, the next in my Business Basics series. This is the class where you learn the basic skills you need to survive in different business situations. Survive and thrive, I should say. You'll be working in particular on important keywords that will help you in different professional situations that you're very likely to encounter. And today will be no different. Today we're going to be working specifically on how to get a promotion, how to ask for a promotion. These are key phrases that are very important because you probably want to move up in your income. So saying the right thing will be the deciding factor very often in what you get. Let me just fix my computer here and do a little introduction, and then we will get started. So while we're waiting for people to come in, my name's John Eric, your VerbLink teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, coming at you today from Lisbon, Portugal, to bring you this class. And by the way, if you click on the link in the VerbLink chat window, or you click on my name anywhere in VerbLink, it'll take you here to my profile page. On the left side, you can click follow, and you should receive notifications of my upcoming classes. If it doesn't work, let me know, because it's supposed to work. On the right, you can book a private tutoring session or a package, and I will work with you on creating a personalized learning plan to help you get to your specific goals. If you're interested, send me a message. Don't book a class, because I want to make sure I have time for you in my schedule. So send me a message first, and then we will get started. Okay, let's take a look at our material for today. And we'll do a quick 2 or 3 minute review before we actually get started. Here, in the chat window, you have a link to the material. All right, and I'll tell you exactly where to go in just a moment. So, let's just say, let me make sure your microphones are all working. Welcome back, Arnaud. Arnaud.
Thank you, John.
Okay, welcome back, David.
Hello.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Wilson. Wilson, is your microphone working?
Wilson!
Oh, okay.
It's working. It's working.
Good. And Johnny. Hello, Johnny. How are you?
Hello.
Where are you from, Johnny?
I'm from Cyprus, but currently I'm in Greece.
You're from Cyprus?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Very good. Very good. How do I say your name properly? Is it Johnny's?
I can't see my name. Where? Yeah. No, you can call me John. It's John.
John. Okay, very good.
I'm trying to change it, but I can't.
Don't change your name.
Okay.
What's wrong with your name? It's a
I
good name.
prefer John because everybody is finding it difficult to pronounce Giannis.
Giannis, that's easy.
Giannis.
Giannis.
Yes.
It's easier than Giannis Varoufakis.
It's exactly like that.
It's even easier.
Yeah.
It's easier than Syriza. It's easier than all those Greek names.
Oh my God.
Okay, so listen, this is our business class,
Okay.
and I usually have 3 to 4 classes in a unit. So if you've missed the other classes, it's not a problem because this is just basically a conversation class. But I do try to have you recycle things that you've learned, reuse things you've learned in previous classes. So let me give you a quick overview so you know where we were. We started Monday of last week by discussing promotions. Who gets them? What do you need to get a promotion? What kind of areas, careers have promotions and which don't? We looked at some important keywords that were going to be in the text that you had to read, like these. So that means that you should make an effort to use these keywords during the class. Okay, if you weren't here, don't worry about it. Okay, but these were some that we looked at on these 2 pages, slides 3 and 4. Okay, then we read 8 18 different tips to getting a promotion on last Wednesday. So that was slides 5 and 6. We read these as a group. Everyone took 2 paragraphs, and we ended up coming up with a list of 18 different tips. We can do a quick review of those because you're going to use some of those today. Okay, and that's where we left off here.
Okay.
Okay, now what we're going to do today is take those tips. I'm going to jump forward here. We might want to look at these expressions too. But we're going to start here, the 5th part here. We're going to discuss what core skills are first, and then we're going to take our 18 tips and we're going to use them to try to get a promotion. And we'll do that by adding a few key expressions. So not just what you've learned, but we're going to try to add some new language today. Okay, so you'll see that when we jump forward, I'm going to give you a situation where you need to ask for something, and you're going to listen to how a native speaker might ask. Work out which key expressions are best, all right, and then you're going to try to use them amongst yourselves in this class and probably on Wednesday as well. So that's a big overview of what we've done and where we're going. And I want to jump back here for a minute and see if you recognize any of these key expressions. Here it says, put the words in the right order to make expressions from the article that are used to talk about getting a promotion. You probably recognize some of these. Okay, so right now there's 4 of you. Hopefully there'll be some more. Why don't you take the first 4? Well, let's take the 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then I'll do the first one together with you as a group. Look at number 1. Career in next your step the class. As a group, what if you put that in the right order? What expression do you think that refers to? You put those words in the right order. Does it ring a bell?
The next step.
You have to put them in order, right?
Yeah, for number 1, if you put it in order, what do you get?
A step for your next career.
Step.
The next step in your career.
The next step in your career. That's it. The next. I'll put it in the chat window too.
The next step.
Your career. Okay, so these were taken directly from the article we read, but they're not uncommon. You've probably heard them before. What is the next step in your career? Notice we use the word step to talk about a promotion or an advance. Okay, so Arnaud, you're going to do number 2, David number 3, John or Yanis number 4, and Wilson number 5. I want you to see if you can put them in the right order. So take a minute. When you get the answer, I want you to write it in the chat window if you could. Okay? While you're doing that, I'm going to be preparing the next thing.
So we write it on at the chat.
If you could, yes.
Okay.
Okay, got Wilson, got Yanis. Okay. David used the other chat, but I'll move it to the Verbling chat for you. Okay, I'll move that over here. Okay, I think we got them all. So we have number. Oh, I did the wrong. Which one? Which number was yours, David? Number.
Yeah,
3?
that was. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Arnaud do something. I think it's number 5 or 2. Arnaud, sorry.
Arnaud. Okay, so I'm confused who's doing what. Okay, let's start with number 2. Number 2 was Arnaud, right?
Yes.
Climb the career ladder. Exactly. And what does that mean in practical English? Oh, no. If you climb the career ladder, what is one way to climb the career ladder?
To get promotions.
Exactly. To get a promotion is to climb the career ladder. Any kind of a promotion. Exactly. You move a step higher toward being the boss. You climb the ladder. Okay, very good. And number 3, I think that was you, David. So what yours is?
Number 3 with me? Okay. So the next rung up.
Next.
Correct. Correct. The rung of what, David? What has a rung? Do you know?
Rung. Well, I don't know.
Well,
I guess it means, I think, is to move up to the next position, to the next challenge, to the next step up.
Yep. So the thing that has a rung is a ladder. The things that you put your hands and feet on in a ladder are the rungs.
Oh, I thought it was the steps for the stairs, right?
But for ladders, it's rungs. So if I put, whoops, not runged, but rung. Oh my God, what did I write here? 1 second. There we go. It would help if I spell things right. Okay, so just to be clear, the things that go horizontal, those are the rungs of the ladder. Okay, and here you can see a little diagram where it says ridged rungs. That means the rungs have a little rippled surface that allows you not to slip. Okay, so that's what we mean by rungs, just to be clear. Okay, very good. And we're on to number 4, which was Yanis. Look up the organizational ladder. Look up the organizational ladder. You're absolutely right. Actually, we should see where that was in the original text because that's not obvious what it means, is it? So if you give me a second, I'll see if I can read from the original text, which you weren't here for. Give me just a second. I'll see if I can find it. Here it is. In paragraph 17 of the original text, it says, if you're ambitious, you probably want to get to the top as quickly as possible. But moving laterally can also be useful, especially if it means increasing your skills. When we think of promotion, we often only look up the organizational ladder, and we neglect the value of a lateral move. Okay, so that's the original context. I want you to, Giannis, I want you to take a look in the chat window. I want you to give me a second here. That's the original quote from the text. Sorry, it's a little bit hard to read. Let me ask you, Giannis, what do you think? What do you think the sentence means when it says a lateral move in a company? A lateral move.
A lateral move. I'm not sure what it means, but maybe.
Well, for example, if I get a promotion, perhaps I become a manager instead of an employee, instead of just a normal staff member, right?
Okay.
Would that be lateral or would that be vertical?
Okay, that would be vertical, I think.
Exactly.
Okay, so lateral is the sideways.
Precisely.
Sideways move.
Exactly, a sideways move. So, it doesn't mean you get more money. It doesn't mean you get more responsibility. But in the article we read that it might not be a bad idea because you will get new skills, which ultimately will give you the promotion. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so a lateral move, there you go. So instead of looking up the organizational ladder, you may look sideways. Don't neglect the value of a sideways move. Okay, our last one was number 5, and that was Wilson. And you said, take a step upwards.
Take a step upwards.
upwards.
Okay, very good. And let's see if I can find that in the original. Take a step upwards. Take a step upwards is correct, and you will find it also. Let me see if I can find it. Uh-oh. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I can't find it. The original. Uh-oh. Hold on a second. Maybe it's not in the original text. Here it is. In paragraph 18, the very last paragraph. In fact, if you give me a second, I'll jump back here. There you go. In paragraph 18, if you look at it, it's a little hard to read. The first sentence says, finally, when you do take that long-awaited step upwards, don't forget your colleagues. Take the time to say goodbye to your current co-workers and to let them know you'll stay in touch. When you take that long-awaited step upwards, don't forget your colleagues. Okay? So Wilson, let's take a look at that in the chat window. Give me a second. There you go. Whoops. Let me try that again. Hold on a second. Long-awaited seek of. Wait, hold on a second. I'm having. Oh, there we go. Yes, you can see it. Read that, and tell me what is the step upwards they're talking about in that sentence, Wilson.
I think it will be maybe it's the last step you are achieving. If you are moving to another level of your career.
Is it a lateral move or is it a vertical move?
Vertical.
Exactly.
It is a vertical move. Yes.
Exactly. Okay. So the last piece of advice is when you do get promoted, then make sure that you don't forget the people that have been around you and supported you. Don't forget to thank them. Don't forget to say goodbye, etc. Okay, so these are some of the important expressions that we've seen in the article and ones that you probably know just from business English. And if you don't, they're very good. The next step in your career, climb the ladder. The next rung up, look up the horizontal ladder. Don't just look up the horizontal ladder. Organizational ladder, I'm sorry. And finally, to take a step upwards or to take a step downwards. What image do all these expressions use, class? What's the metaphor here?
A ladder.
A ladder.
Of course, a ladder. Are similar expressions used to talk about promotions in your own language? Do you talk about a career ladder in Spanish, in Brazilian, in Greek? Do you have the same expressions? And in French?
Yes.
You mean Portuguese, not Brazilian.
I know, but his Portuguese,
Brazilian Portuguese.
His Portuguese is so different than mine that I don't know. Yes, in Portuguese.
Okay, you say Brazilian Portuguese.
Mm-hmm. Do you have expressions like this? Do you talk about a career ladder?
Yes, we have it.
What do you say? What's the exact expression, Wilson? Because I know you can say recebi a promoção, or you could say that, can't you? Like, I have a promotion.
Yes. Recebi a promoção, sim. Uma promoção, né?
Uma promoção.
Recebi uma promoção. Subir, step up, subir de função, subir, meaning that
you rose, to rise.
Yes, rose, rise, yes.
But you don't have a metaphor like ladder. You don't say, in European Portuguese we have escadote. I don't think you say that in Brazilian Portuguese, do you?
I'm trying to... No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. So that's the thing. You know, we have all these expressions that are like just they form a lot of language. For example, time is money. So we talk about wasting. We talk about spending time rather than You can say waste time too. You talk about spending time as if it's currency. It leads to lots and lots of language. So here, the ladder is a great way to talk about the stage in your career, right? What about in Spanish, Greek, and French? Do you have a ladder as well?
Yes, in French too.
In French, you do?
You
Yes.
do in French? What is really? We don't have anything in Spanish.
What is it in French? What's the word?
Échelle.
What?
Échelon. Échelon.
Echelon. Okay. So you can say to go up the echelon.
Yes, gravir les échelons. It's same thing that to climb the ladder.
To climb the ladder. Okay,
Yeah.
very good, very good. And is there a word in Greek as well, Yanis?
Yeah, in Greece we mostly use the stairs, not the ladder.
The stairs.
So,
We use the stairs, but it's easier. We like it.
yeah. So how we say a small step on the stairs? How we call it?
Yeah, the steps of the stairs.
Okay, the steps. We use the steps instead of the rungs.
Instead of the rungs. Good. Okay. And what's the word for steps in Greek?
Skali.
Skali.
Yeah.
Skali. Okay, got it. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. Like a scale.
Yeah, like a scale.
Like a
Exactly.
scale. Got it. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so we're going to use some of these expressions too. I'll tell you what I want to do though. I want to put you in a position, we'll come back to this in a minute. I want to put you in a position where you can actually learn some key phrases that maybe will help you ask for that promotion. So we're going to look at presenting a personal case. This is probably what you're going to do. Do you remember, for those of you that read the article, if you remember, one piece of advice was don't expect the promotion to happen. Don't expect it to just happen. You've been there for 10 years, they're going to promote you. No, they won't. That's what our author said. It will happen if you're proactive about it. You've got to get noticed. You've got to show people that you're interested and motivated. That was the first piece of advice in the article, which is kind of interesting because I think that's a really common mistake to make. You think that just by being there, you deserve, you have the right to be promoted. Then people come in that have less experience and they get promoted, and of course you're resentful, as you should be. You know?
Yes, it happens in public departments, okay?
Mhm.
By the time the people get promotion.
Like civil servants, right?
Yes.
What we
yes.
call funcionários públicos, we would say civil servants.
Funcionários públicos, that's it. Civil services.
Civil servants, exactly.
Servants, okay.
Civil servants, like that. So you're absolutely right. In that case, the promotion is supposed to be really built into the system. So you're there for a certain amount of years, and you move up to different levels. The longer you've been there, the bigger the pay scale, etc. The problem is that private companies can do whatever they want, can't they? They might have a rule book, but it's their rule book. There's no universal set of rules, is there? So the very first piece of advice we got was, don't expect it to happen. There are things you can do to make it happen. And that's what we want to focus on here. Okay, let's listen to a native speaker in a situation where he or she has to present a personal case for promotion, or a kind of promotion anyway. Okay, so Wilson, do you think you could read the context for us before we hear the situation? Do you think you could read the context on the top right screen?
The context, Lena Johnson currently works for an IT company leading a team of technical writers. She has a diploma in photography and has decided to request a 9-month sabbatical to
Good.
act as a as a photographer for journalists making a documentary in the Antarctic.
Okay, so this is not exactly a promotion, but it is something that she needs to present a case for, like you would if you're getting a promotion. It's kind of a sideways move, but she still needs to ask permission for it, and that's what we want to focus on. What is a sabbatical? Or no, what's a sabbatical? What does that mean? Do you know?
Sabbatical means when you don't work.
When you don't work, what do you do? If you're not working, what do you do?
Anything.
Vacations?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily vacation. I wouldn't say that. No, because if it's sabbatical, it's got to be something official related to your job. Who normally gets a sabbatical?
Professors.
Exactly. Professors at a university. And are they on vacation? They're not supposed to be. What do you normally do if you get a sabbatical and you're a professor, David?
You're doing a research on something.
Yeah, or you write a book. Exactly.
Yeah.
But photography has nothing to do with IT, I think.
Exactly, nothing to do with IT, which is why
it's not part of your work.
Exactly, it's got nothing to do with it. So she's got to ask in a very, very convincing way, because what on earth does this have to do with anything? But it's not impossible. Imagine for a second that you're going to do some kind of training, right? And it's not company-related training. It's not crazy to say, hey, look, I want to get a postgraduate certificate in X, and that's going to help the company as well as me. So it's not crazy to ask for a sabbatical for training. Not a crazy idea. All right, unorthodox, yeah, but it's not without precedent. So let's see how she goes about it. Because if she can get this, then I'm sure any of us could probably get a promotion if we use the same kind of language. That's the idea. So what we're going to do is listen to the meeting between Lena or Lena, I don't know how to say her name, and her manager, and decide which of these benefits and arguments did she use for taking a sabbatical. Giannis, could you read through the benefits and arguments in the center of the page?
Okay, I've been a loyal employee.
Right.
I'll have to resign if I'm not allowed to take the sabbatical. I'll be more motivated after the trip. I'll gain experience I can bring to the company. It's a lifelong ambition of mine. I'm feeling burned out. If you sponsor my trip, the company will get advertising opportunities, and my creativity is being suppressed in my present job.
Okay. Which one of these do you think she does not say? Before we listen, Giannis, are any of these inappropriate?
Which one of these she does not say?
Yeah, which of these do you think are not appropriate to use?
I think the second one is not appropriate for me. I'll have to resign. I don't know. It's like a threat, you know.
Yeah. It's like a threat. Yeah. But if you said it in the right way, you know, it could make sense. If you were important enough, you could say, look, this is something I need to do, so I'm going to do it either way. I just have to do it for my career. If you're important enough, you might be able to make a case. If you're a member of the IT department, forget it. There's a million IT people, so they're just going to hire someone else. But yeah. I wouldn't say that. Wilson, are there any of these that you think any other of these that you think might be inappropriate to say besides the number 2?
I'm feeling burned out. I don't think it's appropriate.
Why
and
not?
My creativity. Why not?
Yeah.
Because she's saying that she's not feeling well in current position. Current
position. Okay. But what's wrong with saying that? What's wrong with being honest? Because, like, burnt out is the same as fatigue, right? If I feel fatigue, I feel extremely tired. And that shows that I want to do well, but I'm not doing well, you know? Is that wrong? Is it wrong to be honest like that?
Yes, I think the way she said, because she's saying that because she wants to take 9 months sabbatical, so it's a way to pressure because she can take 1 month vacation and it's okay.
Yeah, or 9 days or a
Mm.
long weekend.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so that could be pushing it depending on how you say it. Okay,
Yes.
Arnaud, which of these do you think you would probably say? Give me one that you think would be a good one to use, Arnaud.
My creativity is being suppressed in my present job.
Okay, how would you say that to a boss so that it doesn't sound like an insult or it doesn't sound like a threat? How could you say that as a convincing argument? How could you phrase it with good English in a polite way?
I could say I'm feeling that my creativity is being suppressed in my present job.
Well, I would diminish it a little bit. I would reduce the importance, be a little less direct. I'm feeling a bit like my creativity might be suppressed.
Okay.
Like feeling a bit and might be, so that it's not so in your face. You know, lately I've been feeling a bit like my creativity might be suppressed, and I feel that if it keeps happening, I won't be performing at the best of my ability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't be too direct and phrase it as a positive. If I get this way, I won't be doing my best, and I won't be representing the company to the best of my ability, so that it's not a selfish thing. Okay, let's go ahead and listen to the actual meeting itself, and in the end decide which of these things she does say and which she doesn't say. Okay, this is going to be just listening, no reading. Use your ears, and I can give you the transcript later on if you want to actually read it. Okay, here we... Oh, hold on a second. Not yet. Here we go. The manager says, "So, what you're saying is you want to take an extended holiday." Lena: "No, not really. I see it as a sabbatical. A journalist friend has invited me to be her photographer on her next assignment. A team is heading out to the Antarctic to document the impact of global warming." Manager: "And you'd like several months off to accompany her?" Lena: "Yes, it's been a long-term goal of mine to do something like this. I did photography before I moved into IT, but I never saw it as a career. The thing is, I've been inspired by the people I studied with who've become professional photographers." Manager: "So you take 9 months off and we're left without a technical author and no team leader." Lena: "I know, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity." Manager: "But how do we benefit from this?" Lena: "Well, I think it's a win-win. I'd enjoy developing my creative side. I'd fulfill a lifelong ambition, so I'd come back to my job feeling more contented and satisfied with what I'd achieved in life." Manager: "Yes, and?" Lena: "And the experience I'd gain would be invaluable for managing the team." Manager: "This isn't common practice. As far as I know, I'm not sure if this is going to be possible." Lena: I totally understand your misgivings. What if I don't come back? And so on. Plus, but the plus points are, let me say that again. Lena says, "I totally understand your misgivings. What if I don't come back?" And so on. But the plus points are that Number one, I'd be working in extreme conditions with a team of strangers, and my leadership skills would be constantly put to the test. Manager, I'm not really convinced, but go on. Lena, but there are also other benefits for you. I intend to put on an exhibition of my work after the trip, and I'd like to do this with the support of our company. So the number two is that I'm going to have something to show for what I've done. It would mean we'd get a lot of media exposure as well as great advertising opportunities. Manager, yes, that sounds kind of interesting. It's certainly worth thinking about. Lena, I really feel that this is a chance I can't afford to miss. Manager, well, this would set a precedent. I'll have to discuss it with the HR. It's not going to be very easy to persuade them. I'm afraid your arguments really aren't very convincing from a business point of view. Lena, well, that's hardly fair. I've never refused to take on more work or to do overtime when it's been necessary. I've been extremely loyal when lots of employees went on to the competition. And, well, manager, okay, fair point. I'll see what I can do. Lena, I'd really appreciate it if you could speak to HR and initiate a meeting for all of us. Manager, okay, I think I can manage that, Lena. Okay, that's how the meeting went. Now that you've heard it, first of all, would you have a meeting and talk this over, or would you just say no? Class.
Well, she has good points. At the same time, also, I don't see too much benefits for the company. She have to give more benefits. I mean, the advertisement and all this stuff is kind of fine. But I think she have to give more than that. Just that. Yeah.
She's very focused on why it's good for her.
Right. It's I can see only there's. I mean, you can mention like 7 things about her. Me.
Right.
But what about the company? She only mentioned one thing about the promotion and exposure, blah blah blah. But that was it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, let's focus on those benefits and arguments. Okay. So take a look. Yanis, tell me one of those things which she used in her case. Give me one.
You mean
in that list?
Yeah, the first one. That she was a loyal employee and she never rejected more work.
Precisely. And other people left the company, went to the competition, and she didn't. Okay?
Yes.
I agree. Wilson, give me a second one that she used in that list.
I think she mentioned something about the company will gain advertising opportunities.
But in the list in front of you, which of those did she use out of those benefits?
Yes, if you sponsor my trip, the company will gain advertising opportunities.
She did say something like that, did she?
Yeah, she mentioned that.
It's true.
Yes.
It's true. She did say something like that. Actually, now that you mention it, that's not the one.
She said that
she mentioned exposure, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
She mentions exposure.
The company will get exposure. Blah blah blah.
Yes.
It's true. I wasn't going to list that as one of them, though. Let me see what she actually says. She actually said...
At the end of the conversation.
About an exhibition, about the photographs.
Yeah. It's point number 2. I intend to put on an exhibition of my work after the trip. I'd like to do this with the support of the company. It would mean we'd get a lot of media exposure as well as great advertising opportunities.
There we go.
Yep. If you sponsor my trip, the company will gain advertising opportunities. So, yep. Yeah, there you go. Actually, I missed that one. That wasn't in my answers, but yeah, you're right.
Shame on you.
There you go. Yeah. I guess you're right. We got Mr. David and Mr. Ardo. I need 2 more. There are definitely 2 more that she mentions.
Well, she mentioned that she would be more motivated after the trip.
For sure. And Arnaud?
No idea.
Oh. Just go down the list. Which of those that we haven't mentioned did she mention? For example, 1, 2, 3. Look at the fourth one, Arnaud. Does she mention the fourth?
No.
No? Are you sure? Who's she going to be working with, Arnaud, when she's in the Antarctic? Is she going to be alone or is she going to be with a group of people?
A group of people.
Exactly. Are those people going to be a team? Yeah?
Yeah.
And is she a team leader in the company now?
Yes.
She is.
She is, yes.
So she mentions that she is actually going to get team leading experience by doing the sabbatical. She doesn't say those words, but that's what she's trying to mention. That's what she's trying to, that's the case she's trying to build. So in other words, instead of training someone to be a leader, she's actually going to go out and be a leader and then come back and apply those skills to her team. So she doesn't say it explicitly, but she is building that case by mentioning the fact that she's out there with the team. So I would say yes. The fourth one is one she does mention, maybe not in those words, but she does mention it. And I would say the fifth is too. It's a lifelong ambition of mine. She says that pretty clearly. The problem is that that isn't a very convincing argument to make, but she does say it. Okay, so what we're going to do with these is this. It says to listen again. I don't think we need to listen again. If we do, we will. But it says listen again, underline the phrases that mean the same. Oh, actually, you know what? For this, you need to actually see the, you're going to need to actually see the transcript, I think. Yeah, give me a second here. This is going to be a little bit tricky. If you know what? If you hang on a second, I have to put the transcript on the page for you. I didn't realize you had to actually go and read it, so give me just a moment. And I'm going to copy and paste this for you. Because what I really want you to do is I want you to pick out the key phrases and then use them when when you have to ask for a promotion or a special favor like she's asking for. So give me a second and I'll put the transcript there for you as soon as my page loads. Give me a second, it's still loading. Okay, let's see. What slide is that? That is slide 12. Okay. Just waiting for my presentation to open in another window. As soon as it's open, I'll be able to copy and paste this. Yeah, okay, here we go. So let's erase that, paste. Almost there, everyone. Give me just a second. All right, I just need to refresh the page. Whoops. Almost there. Sorry, it takes a minute because the quality of the text is not so good. So I have to kind of try to get rid of lots of artifacts on the page. Almost ready. Okay, Lena's last line, I would be getting a valuable experience from them. Where is that? Okay, I got it. So I just need to go down here. Okay, and all right, I got it. So what we're going to do is, you've got the link, and you refresh the page in just a second. We're almost done. Okay, I got it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to refresh this, or you can do it in your screen, and you'll see a new slide 13. I'm trying to refresh it right now. And it's not refreshing. Okay, now it is. Oh my goodness, this is so slow. Let's try this again because it's not refreshing. 14, I want to go back to 13. Okay, so this is the best I could do quickly. So sorry, the text is a little bit small. So now what's our goal? Our goal is this. Read, and you can't underline, but read and point out the phrases that mean the same. In doing so, you're going to pick out the key phrases, and then we're going to move on to the second exercise where you need to categorize them into 6 different categories. Stating what you want, explaining benefits, stating your motivation, arguing, and dealing with objections. Okay, so I'm going to put this back on the screen. I want you to read through it. Okay, and when you're ready, let's go over our answers together. Remember, the previous page, slide 12, has the 9 statements you're looking for. Actually, maybe we should read through these really quick just so I know that they're clear. So maybe we should just read through them. Arnaud, could you read 1 and 2 for us, please?
Okay. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time. The people I studied with have given me the desire to do this.
Good. David, 3 and 4?
I'll never get this opportunity again in my life. It's a situation where we'll both gain something.
Excellent. Yanis, 5 and 6?
I'd obtain skills that will be very useful for managing the team, and I know you'll have a lot of worries.
Excellent. And Wilson, actually, the 7, 8, and 9, please.
If I don't take up this opportunity, I will regret it. That's not very reasonable. I've always taken on extra work. I'd be very grateful if you could talk to the HR.
Okay, good. By the way, not I will regret it, but I'll regret it. I'll
regret it.
Okay, very good. Okay, on your own, I'd like you to read through the transcript of the meeting. If you cannot see all the words because it's blocked, oops, sorry. If you cannot see all the words, please open the link that I've posted for you in both chat windows. Okay? If for any reason you can't see it, open those links and so that you can see it up close in another browser window. And you can also go back to slide 12 to revisit. Okay, I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to try this on your own, and then we'll go back to slide 12 and we'll see what your answers are as a group. Okay, so 2 minutes starting now. Okay, 1 more minute, everyone. Okay. How's everyone doing? Shall we give it a try?
Okay.
Good, let's give it a shot.
Sure.
I'm going to take us back to the previous page right now. Okay. And I'll tell you what, you can sort of call these out in random order. I won't call on specific people, but if you know it, shout it out. Number 1, it's something I've wanted to do for a long time. And Lena says,
You can say,
go for it.
okay, it's been a long-term goal of mine.
Good. Long-term goal is an idiomatic way to say that. Long-term goal is correct. Number 2, the people I've studied with have given me the desire to do this. Who's got it?
I've been inspired by the people I studied with.
Very
who
good.
become professional photographers.
I've been inspired by. Inspired by is the key phrase. Okay, very good. Number 3, I'll never get this opportunity again in my life.
Okay, I think I got it. It's been a long-term goal of mine to do something like this.
We used that for number 1. We've already used that one. Try again.
Okay.
It's
It's
Once in a lifetime.
once in a
a
lifetime.
lifetime. Yeah.
It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Notice once in a lifetime is written as one word with hyphens. Once hyphen in hyphen a hyphen lifetime. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Very good. Number 4. It's a situation.
Okay.
It's a
Got it?
win-win situation.
It's a win-win situation.
It's a win-win. Correct. It's a win-win. Okay? We're halfway through. Number 5, I'd obtain the skills that would be very useful for managing the team. In other words,
She made you something.
anyone?
And the experience I've gained has been valuable for managing the team.
Perfect. The experience I'd gain would be invaluable. And you
I'd
always
say it's invaluable.
invaluable. You cannot put a value on it,
Okay.
right?
It
Look
could
in
say,
French.
it could
In
say
the whole-
valuable.
Exactly. You can't say it does not cost 10 euros. You don't know how much it costs. It's so
Yeah.
valuable. It can't be
But-
estimated.
It could say valuable too, or not?
Yeah, but valuable is limited, and
Yeah.
invaluable is completely unlimited.
It's stronger.
It's stronger, much stronger.
Yeah.
That's right. It's invaluable. What we're on 6. I know you'll have a lot of worries.
Misgivings.
Perfect.
I understand your
Misgivings.
misgivings.
I understand your misgivings is right. So that's a more idiomatic way of saying worries. Okay? I hope you're writing these down in your little English notebooks because these are important expressions. They sound great in English. Number 7. If I don't take up this opportunity, I'll regret it. Anyone?
I really feel that this is a chance I can afford to miss.
I don't think so. There's a better point in the dialogue. Remember when the guy says to her, I forgot what he says to her. It's towards the end of the dialogue. I can't remember exactly what he says. I have to look it up, to be honest with you. He kind of accuses her of something. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a second. See if I can find the exact part. At the very end of the dialogue, he says, I'm afraid your arguments aren't very convincing from a business point of view. And what does Linda respond?
That's hardly fair. Hardly fair.
Hardly fair, right. So, in American and British English, but particularly British English, we say, that's a fair point, or fair enough. So, that's a response. That's hardly fair, right, is sort of the negative version of that. It sounds a little harsh in American English, but it's not really that harsh. Because I think if you say it in American English, that sounds like you're kind of protesting, and it's not how it sounds in the dialogue. Okay, but anyway.
But
Yeah.
look at number 7. Is if you don't take an opportunity, I regret it. It's different, I think.
For number 7,
right?
Oh,
I
I'm
think,
sorry. I was looking at number 8. You're right.
yeah, I think the guy who said it, I think he was right on number 7.
Yeah, I think the same.
Who said? What was the answer to number 7? Because I was speaking about number 8, but I called it number 7 by mistake.
It's a chance that I can't afford to miss.
It's a chance. This
can
is a
afford to
chance
miss.
I can't afford to miss. That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. Number 8 is the one I just did. That's hardly fair.
Right.
And finally, number 9. I'd be grateful if you could talk to HR.
I would appreciate.
I'd really appreciate.
Yeah. I'd really appreciate it.
I'd really appreciate it.
So
Don't forget the it. I'd really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I would really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Okay, very good.
can I ask something?
Go for it.
Okay, so that's hardly fair. It's exactly opposite of fair enough.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough. That's hardly fair. Opposites. Okay, before we go, you're going to use these in the next class. But before we go, let's categorize those expressions we've just picked out of the dialogue. Stating what you mean, A. Explaining benefits, B. Stating motivation, C. Arguing persuasively, D. Dealing with objections. Okay? So I'm just going to go through these and you tell me, for example, in A, what 2 expressions fit the category of stating what you want? Which 2 fit that category?
Which 2?
Which 2? A has 2, B has 2, C has 1, D has 2, and E has 2.
Okay. The one goes to A.
1A is correct. It's been a long-term goal, right?
Maybe 9.
And 9, right. I'd really appreciate if you could speak to HR. So 2 ways to state what you want. So these categories, for me, this is the important part. In your notes, you write down these 6 categories and use them to test yourself on the phrases that you learned. What 2 statements or key phrases fit with B, explaining benefits?
That would be number 5.
Right. The experience again would be invaluable, right? And also, what about what kind of situation is a good situation? What do we call number 4, which is?
It's a win-win situation.
Win-win. Okay. So 4 and 5 fit with B. A win-win and invaluable. Letter C only has 1 key phrase. Stating motivation. Which one of these phrases stated motivation?
Maybe 3.
Maybe 3? Maybe not.
Maybe not that.
Maybe not 3. There's a better answer for 3. Maybe 2? What was 2?
The motivation.
Oh yeah, motivation. Number 2.
Number 2. What was number 2? Remember the exact phrase? I've been
inspired by something.
Yes.
I've been inspired by this, by the people that I graduated with. I've been inspired by them, right? So that's how she states her motivation. I've been inspired by it. It sounds very positive. She might not have convinced anybody, but at least she said it in a good way. Okay, we're almost there. We're on to D. Which 2 key phrases fit with D? Arguing persuasively.
What persuasively means?
Persuasively means that you convince without any confusion, without making a weak argument. You really utterly convince people with your statements. If I persuade you, I say something that convinces you. For example,
Number 3 maybe.
number 3, I agree. What was number 3? It's a
I cannot afford to pass up this opportunity, or miss this opportunity, something like that.
number 3 was it's a once in a lifetime
Oh yes, you're right.
opportunity. Once in a lifetime. Okay, so that's 1, and there's 1 more. that is a persuasive argument? It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And
the
and
7.
7. Right.
I cannot afford to miss this opportunity. I think that's the
right. This is a chance I cannot afford to miss. Okay. Last one, then we got to go. We're over time already. Last one, dealing with objections. What 2 phrases are phrases she said to deal with objections?
I think number 8.
Yeah. Which was?
That's not fair.
That's hardly fair.
Kind of tough to say that.
That's hardly fair. And one last one.
The experience I'd gain will be invaluable for managing the team.
For dealing with objections? No, I don't agree. These have to be 2 negative phrases. So hardly fair is a negative. And she says, I understand your what in number 6? I understand your
worries, your misgivings.
Misgivings. Yeah. So I understand your misgivings. Exactly. Okay, we've got to stop here. In the next class, you're going to use those key phrases and others. The next class is on Wednesday, by the way. I'm here tomorrow, but the next Business Basics class is Wednesday at 1 GMT. Okay, so that's 1 hour later if you're in Greece, and I don't know the rest, and France. And I have no idea what time it is if you're in Brazil or if you're in Chile. But anyway, on Wednesday, we're going to take those key phrases and others, and you are going to make a case for yourself using them, and you're going to give me very persuasive arguments. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. You.